welcome to the Rebirth Summit 2025, Stories of Unyielding Courage. I'm Wendy Corner, your host for this segment and also the host for From Page to Stage, which is the podcast that I run, where I spotlight powerful voices from around the globe. I help entrepreneurs to share their message from page, get it written down, and also then from stage. So that's what I get up to. But right now, I am honored to be selected as an interviewer for this international summit where we're sharing over 100 inspiring stories of transformation and rebirth. So right now, today I've got the pleasure of interviewing Lakeisha Atchison, who is a prolific author. How many books is it now, Lakeisha?
10. We got 10 now.
10.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Wow. She also has a podcast as well, just to keep her busy. But she's turned her life experiences into powerful mission to help others. And this is another story of rebirth that will move, inspire, and empower you. So let's welcome Lakeisha to this conversation. Okay, Lakeisha, let's go back in time. Let's start at the beginning. What was life like for you before your transformation? Give us a feel for it. So what was it, the situation, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually? Give us a feel for where you were.
I was in a very, very rough patch. I was in a rough area, and my transformation occurred when I was 6 years old. When yes, you said let's go back to the beginning. We going to the beginning because I felt rejection from the time I was in the womb to the time I was 6 years old. My biological father was not present in my life, and my mother had told me that he wanted to have an abortion because it was medical problems. But when Daddy God says that, when his will is to be done, it doesn't matter what happens. It does not matter what the doctor says. His purpose will be fulfilled in this earth. And I was one of his purposes that he needed to be fulfilled in this earth. So therefore I was born. And so I felt rejection from the womb all the way up to I was 6 years old. And I met Jesus when I was 6 years old. My mama took me to church. And that's when I met Jesus Christ. And then that's when I started to feel love. That's when I started to feel all those voids that I was feeling from not having my biological father present. Daddy God loved on me, and he loved on me in a way that I've never been loved before. And that's when my transformation happened. And then I had another transformation at 12. This is when I turned away from Daddy God because my mom got shot. Like my mom, she was like my superhero. And when she got shot, that was probably I'm not even going to say probably, that was the most devastating thing that could ever happen to me at 12 years old. So that hurt, that not knowing if she was going to make it. I already didn't have one parent, and here it is now, another parent hanging on, fighting for her life, like screams I can't even describe. I don't even have the words to describe. At 12 years old, you're hearing that and realizing it's your mother that is screaming at the top of her lungs. It's your mother that is sitting there bleeding, and it's your mother that the paramedics is working on and trying to save her life. Like it was devastating. And that's when I turned away from Daddy God because I was like, you're not who I've been told you are. And so that turning, that was another transformation. I went into rebellion. I joined the military. I became a bisexual, and then I got into a homosexual marriage. And so I was just in full blown rebellion, and I became homeless, and I went to prison. It was a lot of different things that had happened in my life. And then here it is now, 3 years, he called me back. My ex-wife had told me, she said God had told her this was the last time for us to get it right. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, what do you mean this is the last time? She said, no, God said this is the last time for us to get it right. So then here I am. I'm like, okay, so I need to develop this relationship with you. And that conversation with her saying that to me, I turned. I did a complete 180 with my life. Complete 180. Me and her are divorced now. She's serving the Lord in her capacity. I'm serving the Lord in my capacity. but that right there was the turn in my life from when I was 12 to 3 years ago. I'm 40 now, and here I am. I am on fire for Daddy God, on fire for him.
Whoa. Whoa. That is amazing. So it was that conversation that was your pivotal moment, your turning point recently to set that spark again.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Oh,
ma'am. I
fantastic.
hadn't written when I was 6 years, 6 to 12, I was writing. I was writing all the time. I had encyclopedias. My mom, I had notebooks upon notebooks upon notebooks. After she got shot, I stopped writing. I completely stopped writing because I had to become head of household. I had to
Sure.
take care of my mom. I had to go to school. I was making A's and B's, so I had to maintain those grades. And I mean, imagine being 12 years old doing that all the way up until I graduated high school. That was a heavy weight, a heavy
Mm.
burden to carry, but I carried it, and I carried it because of the grace of God, because of his resilience, his covering, his mercy upon me. I wouldn't have done it without him. There's no way.
And that was even while you were in your rebellious mode.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Just yes. I won't go theological on it, but yes, I mean that was wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so tell us about how your transformation felt. I mean, take us through the internal processes, your fears, your breakthroughs, your healings, your decisions, the step forward. Give us the whole lot.
I was homeless, and because I had rebelled away, I stopped going to church like everything. I rebelled away at 12. My faith it wasn't even a mustard seed. I didn't like now because I've developed this relationship with Daddy God. I wasn't even calling him Daddy God then. It was just God. And I seen him as this far, far away thing that I just could never reach. I could never get a hold to. And a lot of that was because of the guilt inside of myself. I feared because of the mindset that I had, because the church that I grew up with, women couldn't wear pants, they couldn't do this, they couldn't do that, they couldn't do this. So I didn't understand the difference between religion and relationship. And as I continue on with my journey, I learned the difference of me and him being in a relationship, not religion, being in a relationship and having those walls being torn down, the walls of rejection, the walls of abandonment, the walls of neglect, the walls of not feeling and wanting love. Those walls had to come down, and come on, the walls of Jericho, let's go. Like it had to fall. And only Daddy God, he was the only one that was able to do it. There was no other person. And that's why you don't suppose to have any idols before him or above him, because he's the only one that can feel you, that does feel you from the rooter to the tutor. He's the only one. So that's just yeah, that's just it. And that experience, I cried so much. I cried so much because I didn't even he revealed to me that I was molested at 3, that I blocked out. I didn't know. So it was so many things that need to be broken off. It was just brutality all the way around, and just learning and understanding that I needed to trust him. It's a trust that you it's not even like Daddy God will never disappoint you. He will never disappoint you like man will. And that's what I had to get to. I had to understand that because my biological father failed, and it seemed like every other person in my life failed, but it's like he told me, I will always be with you, I will never leave you nor forsake you. And I had to trust that. I had to trust it, and he hasn't.
More chills, more chills. Brilliant. Thank you so much, Akisha. I'm really feeling it now. So, where are you on your journey now? I mean, you've given us snapshots already of how life has changed for you, but give us more information about where you are now, would you?
Okay. I'm currently in North Carolina now. When I started my walk with him 3 years ago, I was in Detroit. I was homeless, and Daddy God, he told me, he said, I need you to write. And I'm just like, I haven't wrote in years. And he was like, nope, I need you to write. So I'm thinking it's going to be one book. That one book has now turned into 10. And it's like, once he, come on, Holy Spirit, once he pour his oil and you allow yourself, you are willing and able vessel, you say yes to his will, to his way, his oil will continue to pour, continue to pour, continue to pour, and then it starts to overflow. And then you get to the point where it's like, oh my gosh, it's so much you're giving me, but it's like, it's not now is the time. So I started with the one book, which is it ended up turning into a trilogy, Writing Your Way Through Breakthrough. It's a spoken word trilogy, and we started with that one book, and then out of nowhere came children's books, and that came about. I was surprised too. So after that, once I in obedience, he blessed me with a place. I did not have to pay. I didn't have to do a down payment. I didn't have to pay nothing. The utilities was paid for 9 months. The rent was paid for 9 months. Every single thing within my house to make it a place was provided for me for free. My clothes was given to me for free. My refrigerator was full for free. Like everything was given to me for free. When my refrigerator got low, other people came, was the Lord told me to give you this food. The Lord told me to do this. And the Lord told me to do that. And I'm just sitting here like, oh my gosh, I never experienced anything like that before in my life. And that's when I learned who Jehovah Jireh is. That's when I learned he will provide. And you just got to trust and believe that he will. So from that point on, he told me that I need you of influence in regards to family. This do that when your own family is in disarray. And I'm like, oh, now on assignment in regards to my biological with my mother and my brother, and we are reconciling our relationship. We are redeeming the time. We are restoring what was lost from the time frame that she got shot all the way up to this time here. And they're coming on the side of Daddy God and leaving the world and leaving the system. So this is where we are now.
So this is your mission, is through your writing, your podcasting? Is there anything else I've missed?
Ma'am?
Is there anything else I've missed with your writing and your podcasting, with your mission?
No, ma'am. That's pretty much it. I mean, I've written. He's had me write screenplays. He's had me write TV scripts. He's had me now. He's had me taking the spoken words that we've written and turning them into. We're doing, and we're just going with the flow of how he's telling me to move.
Love it. Love it. Ooh, brilliant. Can you give us, if somebody's listening to this and they're where you were,
Yeah.
what would be something you'd love to tell them?
Oh man. When you feel as though you have hit rock bottom, when you are in that pit like Joseph, when you're in that prison like Joseph, then you can get to the palace. You can get to the palace. The clothes I'm wearing now, I was able, these are my clothes. I bought these. You get what I'm saying? Versus the clothes that were given to me for free. Like it, you can get to the palace. There is restoration. There is rebirth. There is restoring of the time. There is rejuvenation of you and being that new creature that Daddy God says that you are. It is possible. I don't care what your past is. And I promise you, if you have a conversation with me, and this is just a snapshot, you have a conversation with me, I have probably done 90% of what you even talking about, you've even done in your life. I've I have touched everything of what you don't supposed to touch. And here I am on the other side. Giving Daddy God all the glory, all. I've been suicidal. I've been there. So it's nothing that you cannot do without Daddy God, because he is your strength. He is your power. He is your force. He is.
Love it. Oh, Lakeisha, thank you. Thank you for sharing your heart from your heart and your powerful, powerful story. Your journey really is a beacon of hope. This has been another incredible conversation in the Rebirth Summit 2025, Stories of Unyielding Courage. I'm Wendy Corner, and it's been an honor to host this interview as part of this global movement for healing and transformation. Stay tuned for more interviews from courageous speakers all around the world. Until next time, this is Rebirth TV signing off.